All right, you guys, it's Mr. Last again, and hopefully my last video of the night. So, happy evening. Buenas tardes, everyone. Last time I made a video thinking that I was going to go over task 2, but it ended up actually being a cooler conjugation video. Well, at least cool for me, you know. So I kept it as a conjugation video. So this is task 2 video, right? And reminder, this is part of your final assessment, for which is due next Wednesday, the 4th. You do 5 out of 7 of these tasks, and it has to be in your notebook. Okay, so let's jump right into task 2. Es guapo. Yes. Step 1, conjugate the verb. This is so messy. Let me clean it up because I've gone over this now 3 times. There we go. All right. So yes, the first step is to write a new conjugation table for ser. Yes. If you watched that previous video, you have a really cool a cool way to think about this. If not, you have the exact table here. Just copy it into your notebook. It's literally given to you guys. My point in doing that again is that it gives you a different way to see how conjugation works. In the first version, all right, I promise I'm not gonna get off on a new tangent about conjugations. I told you guys, I think, that I love this stuff. So let me temper my excitement by giving you one quick thing. In the first version, or the task 1, I had you guys do it down a column, right? Go down a column with your singulars first, and then you have your plurals, etc., the bottom, and your conjugations next to it. And then I ask you for a little bit of a sentence. It doesn't matter. You could have put the Leland the whole way down, and that would have accomplished the task. Now, I did this version in task 1 because it's pretty, here it's clear how everything fits together, okay? So if you were to write this out in a continuous sentence, you can see how the pronouns work and how they match up with the conjugation, and hopefully that makes more sense that way. I like this for that reason. Okay. Plus, with a paper where there's a red line on the left and it's lined like this, it's really cool to put your. I like to put the pronouns on the left of the red line because it helps line things up. Lastly, yeah, if you just go down like this, then you see how things change, blah, 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 L, etc., etc. But that's task 1. And guess what? We are in task 2. There's the pronoun, or the conjugation table. Just do it, okay? Again, if this, well, you're not going to see this. Well, if you do see this video, you can pause here and see how I set it up. And again, you should probably watch the video if you want to know what the color coordination means, and it's a pretty cool thing that I talk about. So that's there, and if you have highlighters and super nerdy like me, you can do that. But I'm trying to get to the next page. Oh no, I'm not. I'm trying to get to this. Okay, here's the example. Basically, before I work through the example, I'll show you a blank one. You will get the sentence given to you in Spanish. What you have to do is find the Spanish pronoun, translate the sentence into English, and find the English pronoun. Okay, now this is a little bit tricky because the order is not going to be the same for every single sentence. But you always have to find the same 3 items. And again, it's tricky because you don't do it in the same order. Now, I hope you did your conjugation table, and I hope that you have it near these questions because they will help you out. And I'm not going to talk about I'm going to give you the ones that I gave out in class today, okay? So I did sentence number 3, so maybe write this down as I go through it. Okay. Here you have, make that brighter, the sentence in Spanish. You have the pronoun, el, right? Write that down. Now, if you know es guapo means he's handsome, right? Because you've done the guapo work, then you can go ahead and write he is handsome. Okay? And from there, you can just say that he is the pronoun. So that is, sorry, that the he is the pronoun. Okay. So, but let's say you didn't do the guapo and you don't know what it means, but you do know, hopefully, what el means. And if you don't, what do you have in front of you or next to you? You have your conjugation table. You see el here, and hopefully you know that that is he, that is she, and that's the you. Okay. Again, I would watch that previous conjugation table. Okay, so now you figured out that this L with an accent of E means he. I'd write that down. And it's at this point that you would just have to use reverso.net, right? Reverso.net. And I will show you why. You need permission. So reverso. .net. I know you guys love Google, and Google's fine to a certain point. It just gives you a lot of wrong translations, right? So, and it doesn't have a lot of the things, well, these two things I'm going to talk to you about. So right now, we want to, what do we need to try? Oh, guapo. We need to translate from Spanish to English. So, él es guapo. Translation is, he is handsome. I don't know why the capitals are like that. So now you have, here's why I love reverso.net. Okay, and this is really quick. You have the translation, right? And that's all you have with Google. Reverso gives you context, and that is the most important thing. Here you have examples of how the sentence can be used in real life. Okay, these are not, and that's the way language is. Like, a lot of times a direct translation from the Spanish to English will make sense, but also a lot of other times it won't make sense, and you have to know the context behind it so that you're saying the correct thing based on the country or whatever you're at. Okay, but guapo is not a great example because it usually just means the same thing. Handsome, yeah. But there are other words that, and I can't think of an example right now, that have a direct translation in Google, but when you put it in reverso.net, you will see that that word is actually incorrect and it's not used, and people will not understand you. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, really quickly. The word, I can't, here it is. This word, embarazada, right? You, and the verb in front of it is estoy. Yo estoy, right? I am temporarily, because that's from a star. You think that probably is going to be what? It looks like in English, embarrassed. And this is, you know that this is a girl, right? Because it ends with an A. Okay? And you think that you're good. You've written a sentence, or you told people that you're embarrassed. But then they start laughing at you. And you're like, ¿Por qué? Why are you laughing at me? And I'm a guy, right? If I were to say this to a group of people in any Spanish-speaking country, and I wanted to say that I'm embarrassed, and I say, yo estoy embarazada, they would laugh at me. And I'd be like, ¿Por qué? Why are you laughing at me? And they'd be like, bruh, you just told us that you're pregnant, right? So embarazada is just one of those examples where context is important, okay? Anyway, one last thing about reverso, conjugation. But let me go back there. Let me go there one more time. Reverso.net has conjugation at the top menu. Click on type on that or click on it, and this is awesome for this type of work. Switch it to Spanish. Here we're going to work on this verb next, tener, which is to have. Click on conjugate. And at some point, there it is. It will give you the conjugation. We are dealing with the present tense, all right? And you have it all here for you. If one day in the future, we learn the future tense, it's there, and it's got all the ways you can conjugate this one verb, okay? Which we're not going to touch right now. And if you don't know how to say something, you just tap on it. I don't know what these other two things are, but the one in the middle is...
Tengo.
I don't know if you can hear that, but it said how to pronounce it. So that's there for you guys. All right, enough about conjugation, I promise. Okay, so here we go. El es guapo. I don't know how we got there. We have el, we have he. And we've now translated guapo. So the answer here, and it should go here, but the translation is he is handsome. One more example, and you can end here if you think you got it, but otherwise, let me see what I can catch. I'll give this away. This one, number 5, there's no pronoun, so just type write none. And there's no pronoun. There really is, but it's a weird kind of situation that I'm not going to explain right now. Okay, we basically did that one, right? Just now. But what is the Spanish pronoun? Do we just go with the pronoun that we just saw? Okay. Does it look like that, where it's implied, which means it's there but you can't see it? El es guapo. Is it just that? We want to be absolutely sure, right? Because this, without the pronoun, and this is an example of why knowing the pronouns in any language is important. Without the pronoun, it's ambiguous, because es, let's see if we can find it, could be here we go, could be any of these three, all right? If you broke it down like that, it could be él es, ella es, or usted es. There's 3 options. However, we can make the inference here that it's probably going to be a guy, right? Or referring to something that's a masculine object, a person or a masculine place or thing. Ends with an O. But we can't stop there, because when you see up here, even here, we crossed out ella because that's a girl or feminine, but we have usted, okay, and that could be one of the options. So that simple thing, that simple es guapo, could either be él es guapo or usted es guapo, okay? So I'll put that there. And the translation is different. This first one is he is handsome. And the second one is you are handsome. Okay? Here it is clear that you're referring to a guy, because the pronoun is he and it's present. Here, it is not clear, in English at least. But in Spanish, you have the formal tense right here, usted, and you know you're referring to a guy because the describing word, the adjective, has the masculine ending, the O. So this is one of the tricky ones, right? You have to be absolutely sure that you have all of the pronouns that are there. There is one more of these sentences that has 3 options, so I hope you find that one. And that's it, I think. There was another example that I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember it now. So anyway, that was a lot longer than I hoped it would be. But if you have any questions, you know you can always reach out to me, and I will see you next time on